Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today I am bringing you the best books that I've read in 2019, and I'm also bringing you the 2 books that kind of disappointed me in 2019. I don't actually have a worst books that I read because again these were the only 2 that were not that great and they weren't horrible books. They just disappointed me because I was expecting a lot more from them and they just didn't deliver. So I just thought I'd put it in the same video because there was no point doing a separate video for just 2 books. So we'll start with the 2 disappointing ones and then we'll get to the good ones so that we end on a good note. Now the first book, I feel like not many people like it anyways, but I really loved the first one and then I was expecting great things from the second one, but it just didn't do it for me, and that is Nexus by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. Now I love Sasha so much. I love Lindsay as well. This is not an attack to either of them. They're amazing people. I've met Sasha I think 2 or 3 times now and I honestly, again, I love her and it wasn't horrible. I just felt like it dragged more than it needed to and it was longer than it needed to, and even the ending wasn't like mind-blowing as it could have been. I still really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. Like I said, it wasn't bad, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't amazing and I was expecting it to be great. The other disappointing book that I have might come as a surprise because I know a lot of people actually loved this book and it made it to a lot of people's favorites and stuff. The sequel I think is already out as well, but I have not read it. I do want to read it but I haven't yet, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha and Jan. Now this book is stunning. That it's got pink sprayed edges as well. It is beautiful and the story itself could have been amazing. It had a lot of potential to be one of my favorite books and it just didn't do it for me. The story itself was okay. I just felt like there was a lot of things that didn't really make sense and the ending was just very underwhelming. All throughout the book you're waiting for this thing to happen and you know, for something really impactful to happen, and then you get to the end and it's just meh. That's how I felt about this book, and I know a lot of people love it, but like I said, I thought, you know, I was expecting it to be mind-blowing, amazing, and that's not what I got. Now, there is, you know, a couple of trigger warnings for like sexual assault, violence as well, and those sort of things. And obviously those are serious topics and I'm not sure if it was handled like the best way either. But like I said, it was okay. I read it, like I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars as well. I was expecting it to be amazing and it wasn't, and I don't know. Now for the best books that I read in 2019. These are in no particular order. I tried to put them in order from like which one I enjoyed least to the one I enjoyed the most, but it was very, very hard. I love all of these for different reasons, and so I couldn't put just one of them as my, you know, top favorite and one that I liked the least or something like that. These are all amazing, and if you take anything from this video, just read these books. First up we have Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. Now I found out about this book through Jade from JD Ray Reads. She has talked non-stop about this series and about Sebastian de Castell in general on her channel. She is completely obsessed with him and his writing, and if there's anyone that I relate to in my head when Sebastian Castell comes up is Jade. So I picked it up because she hyped it so much and I absolutely loved it. I've only read the first one. I do have the second one now, but I haven't read it yet and I adored it. If you don't know what this is about, we follow our main character Kellen, and Kellen is about to face his first duel that will dictate whether he's like a spellcaster or not. Whoever's not got magic then becomes like servants and stuff like that. So Kellen is part of a very powerful family and you know, he is supposed to be very powerful as well. Only problem is his magic is gone. And obviously the story goes from there. This is about him trying to find out why he's got no magic or why he's so weak when his family is like so powerful. His sister's like the best of her like class and she's absolutely amazing. So why is Kellen not as powerful as he should be? And a lot of things come from that. And he also meets a stranger that kind of takes him away on another journey that he was not expecting at all. Now, Sebastian de Castell's writing is actually really great. He's very witty and very funny, and he sometimes like pulls from the story and kind of tells it to you as, you know, someone else, which is like incredible. I really enjoyed this book. If you have not read this series yet, I highly recommend you do. Next up, we've got Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I absolutely adored this book. I don't even know how to tell you. This book was amazing. I'm so surprised that it doesn't get much hype on BookTube. Like, it honestly deserves it. I wish more people read it and talked about it because it was amazing. I read it, I think maybe in 2 sittings because I couldn't put it down. I was actually on holiday in Portugal and I remember I read this, like, I was reading it one evening and then I finished it the next day because it was so good and I couldn't put it down. I couldn't stop reading it. It was amazing. In this book we follow Sophia, which is a truth witch, and we also follow Isolde, I think is how you say it, and Isolde is a thread witch, so she can see people's threads, like thread of life and love and all those kinds of things. So she can basically tell like the feelings and stuff. Now Sophia, as a truth witch, can be very dangerous in the wrong hands. She can obviously tell when people are lying and there's a war coming or going on. Everyone wants her power to help them in this war. So she must keep hidden, and Isolde is incredible. They protect each other so much. They would die for each other. They nearly do several times, just saying. But I love these 2 girls like so much. There is also some secrets that are uncovered about Isolde's power and what she can do, and oh my god, it's amazing. You should read it. Okay, read it. The next one is A Curse to Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camera. This one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I'm here for. I love Beauty and the Beast. I love retellings. Perfect. We also have cerebral palsy representation in this. Our main character Harper has a cerebral palsy. From what I've heard, I can't tell obviously from my own experience, but from what I heard from other people, the representation is done well. Like I said, we follow our main character Harper, and she lives in Washington DC, and one day she sees this girl being attacked by this strange man. Now when she tries to help this girl, she ends up being transported to a parallel world to our world, which is Amberfall. When she gets there, she meets Prince Ren, and she discovers that this world is very different from our own and it's got magic and all sorts of things. She also discovers that Prince Ren is cursed and is forced to live his 18th birthday like over and over again. Harper is obviously supposed to break the curse, but a lot of things happen along the way, and yeah. I don't want to say too much. Just read this book, you won't regret it. It's freaking amazing. Again, this is another one that BookTube was just raving about, and with reason, because it's amazing. So I highly recommend you read this if you haven't already. The sequel's already out, so you can read that as well. And yeah. Next book we have is Daisy Jones in the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one I was very much anticipating after I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That was like my favorite book of 2018. It was freaking amazing. I loved it so much. So when I heard about this and that it was like about a band and about this girl, and I was just like, oh my god. It was everything that I wanted and more. If you don't know what this is about, it follows Daisy Jones in the Six, which is the name of this band that she joined. And it pretty much follows their story of how they met, how they came together, and how they became like, I think, the biggest band of their time, and then how they broke up. This is also told in like interview format, so you get to see, you know, a bit of each character's perspectives on the story, which I thought was amazing. I actually read this on audio, which was an amazing choice. The audiobook is amazing. So I feel, how many times can I say amazing in this video? But honestly, the audiobook is the way to go. But again, this book, oh my god, it was heartbreaking, it was heartwarming. I don't even know. You just gotta read this book if you haven't yet. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but just read this, please. The next one is a beast of a book, and that is Queen of Fairy Darkness by Cassandra Clare. We all know on this channel that Cassandra Clare is the queen. I love her. No matter what she writes, I'm gonna love it. And so obviously I loved this book, and of course it was gonna be my best books of the year, because how could it not? How could it not? And I cannot tell you a lot about this one. There are so many Shadowhunters books out now, and this is like the latest series that she's got out. So I can't say much without spoiling it, but just know that I adored this. I adore every single book that Cassandra Clare ever writes. This one is the last one in the Dark Artifices trilogy, in which we follow Emma Carstairs and the Blackthorn family. They are the sweetest, most incredible thing ever. Oh my god, if there's a family that I would want to be part of, would be the Blackthorns, because wow, I love them so much. So freaking much. So yeah, I adored this trilogy. I live for these series. Like, this world itself just brings me so much joy. I cannot tell you, like, no other book does that for me, apart from Sarah J Maas also, actually. But Shadowhunter World is just so special to me, and it's got such a big place in my heart, and I don't know, there's no other feeling, like, no book makes me feel what Cassandra Clare makes me feel, you know? It's weird to explain, but every time I read these books and I'm in the Shadowhunter world, it's something completely different from when I read other books. I don't know what it is, but I love it so much. So since we're on the Cassandra Clare train right now, I thought I'd just mention the Red Scrolls of Magic, again by Cassandra Clare, and also Wesley Chu. As some people might know, Magnus Bane is my favourite character of all time, not just from the Shadowhunter world, but ever. Like, he is my babe. I love him so freaking much. I love his relationship with Alec Lightwood as well. Their romance is my favourite ship, like, of all time. I love them so much. They're so cute. They're perfect for each other. I just can't do it. But yeah, I can't say much about it. Just, it's about Magnus and Alec, and I freaking loved it so much. I've always wanted more like time with these two, because obviously in the other series we follow Jason Clary, and you know, we do see a bit from the side characters, but not that much. And again, Magnus is my favorite. We have a whole book about Magnus, but there's not much about Alec in there and about their relationship. So oh my god, I felt like I was dreaming when she announced this, and I loved it so much. I have no words. Almost there, guys, almost there. The next one I have is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This one was so cute. Cute and like angsty at the same time. I don't even know. But like, these two characters were just amazing together. I loved every single second that they were on the page together. It was just amazing. The connection between them and the angst that, you know, came through every time they were together, it was just incredible. If you don't know what this is about, it is a hate to love romance. These two characters are constantly at war with each other. They work in the same office for like two different bosses kind of thing. I think there were two separate companies, and then the companies came together just as one, but they're always competing with each other, so they've always hated each other from the very beginning that they met, or so they thought. This actually got me, you know, more into adult romance. I read a couple ones after this one as well, but none was as good as this one, let's just put it that way. But yeah, I'm probably going to pick up more stuff from this genre and from this author when she has more stuff out and stuff, because like I said, it was amazing. For the last one, yes guys, we're at the last one. I feel like I've been rambling for ages about these books, but like, I'm very excited. We've got Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I'm holding Queen of Nothing because I think it was my favourite from the trilogy, but this is obviously the last one in the Folk of Air, I think it's called, Folk of Air series. I love this trilogy so much. Jude, I think, is one of my favourite characters ever. You know, she's up there with Magnus Bane. Honestly, she's so badass and she's so clever and strong. And the thing that I love about this series and about Jude is that she is very ambitious for herself. Most series, especially fantasy, people are always doing stuff for their family or their friends, or, you know, to save someone, or to, you know, it's always about someone else. And in this book, and with Jude, it's not. It's about her, it's about what she wants, it's about what she wants for her future. And there is betrayal, there is hate to lovers, romance as well, and it's just amazing. It's just incredible. I can't, oh my god, if I had to put like some books at the top, very top books of my 2019, it would be these series. Because I think I read all 3 books of these series in 2019. I think Cruel Prince was the first book that I read in 2019. So, and then I read Wicked King in this one as well. So this series is freaking amazing. I love it so much. Right, and that concludes all the books. That's all my favorite books of 2019. Let me know if any of these made it to your favorites as well. Chat to me down below. Let me know if any of these books made it to your favorites or maybe to your worst books of 2019. And yeah, I do apologize that these videos are coming out a bit late, but you know, sometimes life happens and that's just that. Alright guys, I will see you on my next one. Bye!